Hi, welcome to the live stream. And for those of you who don't know, my name's Jabeen, and I'm a channel of Archangel Raphael. And in this stream, Raphael will speak according to who's listening in this moment and who will be listening afterwards. So I'm just going to let Raphael come in now and speak. I would like you to know that when I speak, what I'm doing is giving the right information. But what I'm not able to do is give you everything you need. So, what I do instead is give you the right information so that you can then be guided to the right people and places to have other needs met. It is good for you to know the lot of energy work I do as I come through this channel, but I am not able to clear absolutely everything. But I can tell you what is going on and help you to go deeper yourself with it and find your own way forwards by going within, feeling the energy, and then being rightly guided to the right people and places. The reason I am saying this is so that you can be aware of what my role is, because I am not able to replace what already exists. But what I am able to do is help you to go forwards faster by giving you the right energies, clearing what is in the way of you having your needs met, helping you to find the right places to go. I am able to help you with many different things, however, that can, in one way or another, completely be dissolved away by the light of oneness that I give. So, what I will say also is that I am able to help you bypass various earthly processes by being with you, dissolving away stress, trauma, dissolving past lives. So, on one level, I can help you bypass certain things. However, there are other things that you will have to go through earthly processes in order to fully recover from, to fully have all your needs met. And an example of this is for people who have had a lot of neglect. What I can do is help clear pathways within you where certain needs which have not been met have, in one way or another, blocked you from fully developing. And I can clear these pathways and make you aware of these needs. And then you will be guided to the right people and places where these needs will be met. Because in cases of severe neglect, you do need certain needs met in an earthly way in order to progress. I am speaking about this subject because I would like all of you to know that every single one of you here has been neglected in certain aspects of your being. For some of you, it is that you have never felt that you have fully been considered as someone important, someone who needs to be considered and given what they need. For others, it is deeper than this, even, and it is a feeling inside that perhaps others have been against you and have wanted you to, in one way or another, self destruct. And for one or two of you, there have been deliberate attempts on your life in other lifetimes, and perhaps even this one. So there is a strong need in you to be fully, in one way or another, met by life and given what you need so that you really feel safe again. So you have a need for a strong sense of safety in life. What I would like you to know is that we can help you to find the right people, places, environments where you can find this. And what I would like you to focus on this week in particular is those parts of you which have been neglected and having those needs met. The reason I speak about this is not because you are in need of anything in particular at the moment, but because if you do not go deeper into this now, you will find later on in your life this part of you will trip you up. A lot of you who are listening to this live stream are really in a state of wanting to create new lives for yourselves. You want to go forwards in new ways, find new ways of doing things on the earth plane that give to you as well as give to others. However, I would like you to know that before you can fully go ahead with everything you have in mind, it is important to fully be with these feelings inside, parts of yourself which have not been nourished by life, to really go into them and feel them out and be aware of what these needs are, because otherwise they will become shadowy parts of you. So as you do things on the earth, there will be feelings that come up in you of being shortchanged, of not being considered, or perhaps you may even attract energies that feel destructive if you have experienced the experiences we have spoken of having destructive forces around you when you were trying to develop. What I'm really trying to say is remember to keep going within, delving deep into your psyche and receiving clarity in this way, and asking the universe and us as well to meet your needs. And we can inspire people and take you to the right places so that your needs will be met fully. I also would like you to know that now is not a good time for fully embracing all that you are in terms of your spirit. It is still a time of purging the old, of going deep within. I am saying to all of you, be careful not to go too fast at the moment. Be mindful of your energies. Be with yourselves. Stay focused on what you are really experiencing inside. And when you do go forwards, do it in the spirit where you do what you can. But you do not have to go further than your own limits. I am saying this for good reason, because all of you have a certain way of being, every single one of you, where in certain areas of life you overextend yourself, and that is because you have always lacked something within, some life force, and so you have had to push beyond normal in order to accomplish certain essential tasks in your life. At the moment, I am saying let go of this habit, and even if certain tasks are not done, non essential ones, actually, it is okay because I want you to feel your needs and ask for them to be met. So you are not running off empty, on empty, that you are all charged up with light and you are flowing rather than pushing against something. What I'm really trying to say as well is that there is a lot of negativity created by people who run on empty, and do things, and then they feel angry, resentful, bitter, and they blame others. And this type of energy creates an overall lack in life. Emptiness is what creates anger, hostility, ultimately rage, hatred. Emptiness is also what creates a lot of trauma in people. And emptiness is not simply about people who are empty, taken from one another. It is also people who are empty, who give to each other, but they do it with an emptiness within, and it just creates more emptiness in the long run. So I'm saying to all of you, do not become empty givers. Fill yourselves up. And if something is something you cannot do at the moment, let it go and focus on what you need and let other people do it instead. People who have something to give, let them step up and do things perhaps they do not normally do. What I'm also trying to say is that your life needs to be fully in harmony now with the light, and you need to really look at these aspects of yourself more fully. I have more messages to give, and some of them will really inspire you, actually. One of them is that you are not going to be alone on the earth plane much longer in your own way of being. A lot of you feel rather alone, feel that your way of being is very different to other people. Even the fact that you are listening to us in this moment makes you very different to most people. And what I see is because of this, you feel isolated and alone, misunderstood, and perhaps even considered an outcast by some people. What I would like you to know that your way of being will become the norm in the near future, that your way of being will be considered perhaps beyond an average, but also it will be considered the normal way of being, the way one should be. And people who are not flowing with cosmic grace, uh, they will be seen as people who need healing and help. I hope this makes sense, that it will be common knowledge that there is a different way of being that exists, that is about non-material existence. It is a way of being where you are flowing with cosmic grace and your needs are automatically met as long as you have, in one way or another, embodied this grace within. What I'm also trying to say is that those of you who have really been pioneers in one way or another will be seen for who you are. But because of this, I am asking you to take it easy. Do not rush. Go slowly. Do not feel that anything needs to happen straight away. Go slow and steady because people will really want you, but you must do things at a pace that you are happy with, because your happiness is what is most important, and that is going to be part of what you share with other people as well. I have a few more messages to give, and that is there is a lot of clarity that I have to share with all of you. There is a lot of information, more than you realize, and every time I speak, I am sharing golden nuggets of information that will build into a whole teaching over time that you will carry within you. And the reason I'm saying this is because I, Raphael, am very much about healing, healing from trauma, recovering from abuse, recovering from harsh times. I am all about healing, and I have a lot of information about how to heal every part of the psyche. I am not able to do everything for you, but I can do a lot. And like I say, the rest I can help you with in terms of finding the right people and places on the earth to help you. I am trying to convey that my purpose is all about healing you, the internal psyche of a person, and healing generally the planet. And the way I do this is by sharing knowledge, information, energy, clarity, but also informing you that you are able to then take a stand in the world and do your purpose which will ultimately heal the planet, because everybody who is well and flowing with grace and doing their purpose is contributing to the overall healing of the planet. I am going to share one more secret with you that you will really like, and that is you are not all going to find in this lifetime that you are going to be able to be in your own energy and simply be. For some of you here, you are going to find that the demand for you is so great that you will have to really step out more into the world than you ever have in any other life. And you will have to embrace all kinds of energies and then be in your energy as well, but also feel the energies around you merge for a moment and feel into them and then help people. The reason I'm saying this is because you need to give yourselves space at the moment to be in your own energy, to get to know it, to heal yourselves deeply. But later on, and this does not apply to all of you, but to some of you here, you will be very in demand. So you will all have a great purpose, but for some of you, it will be very much about embracing lots of different energies on the earth plane and having to merge with them for some time to understand what is going on and then share knowledge and wisdom. I am asking you all to take your time, therefore, to take it slowly and to not be afraid that you will not achieve your purpose by doing this. I am with all of you, helping you. I am clarifying a lot, but what I am not doing for all of you is helping you with every single problem you have. But I am telling you inside where to go for help. I am here for you, and I would like you to know this in the week ahead. I do have a final message to give you about what is coming up ahead this week in particular. You will find that many people will come to you for help, and because of this, you need to be mindful of your time and energy. It is a good idea to decide how much you want to give and what you cannot do to let go of. I also would like you to know that it is not the right week for going away anywhere because energies are quite difficult out in the world. It is a good time for being in your own home, town, space, and being with yourselves, doing what you are here to do, focusing on your inner being and self care regime as well. That is all. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so thank you for listening, everyone, and please feel free to share this with anyone who you feel will benefit from these messages and energy. And yeah, and thank you very much, for this being here.